Hi, my name is Donna, and I wanted to take this time to record a short video about my journey with an acoustic neuroma. So last year, oh my gosh, wait, not last year, 2018, because it's already 2020, I was jogging with a friend and was going on my favorite trails. I was in a great mood, felt great, and we're starting out. It was a little muggy that day, I have to admit. We live in Texas, so it's pretty hot. But I was jogging and it felt great, and all of a sudden I noticed that my ear was ringing. And I was like, what's going on? Why is my ear ringing? I thought it was just one of those things that pass, like we all have tinnitus at some point in our lives. And so I just kept jogging. And then I noticed all of a sudden I couldn't hear her. She was jogging on the side of me. I was like, hey, I can't hear what you're saying. My ear's ringing. Can you move to the other side? And she did. And we finished our 3-mile jog and all was great. So time passed. The next morning I woke up, I was still ringing in my ear, still couldn't hear, and scheduled a doctor's appointment with my regular general practitioner, yeah, GP. And she's like, you're fine, nothing wrong with your ear. How about you go see an ENT and maybe they can do some further assessment diagnosing. So I went to the ENT and he didn't find anything wrong with my ear. You don't have swimmer's ear, he says. I was like, okay, that's great. Why can't I hear? And he's like, well, let's go do a hearing test and see how that goes. So I did an audiology exam that same day, and it turned out I had moderate to severe hearing loss in that ear. And then they were like, okay, well, you don't have swimmer's ear, you don't have an infection, so let's send you for an MRI of the brain, and we can rule out any tumors because sometimes it's very rare they can be a tumor. And at that word, tumor, I started to freak out a little. And I was like, tumor? What kind of tumor? He's like, oh, well, they're very rare, and, we're just doing this to rule it out. He was trying to comfort me, obviously. Well, fast forward to, let's see, I guess that was about 3 weeks later. I had my MRI, and sure enough, it showed let me see if I have anything. Oh, yeah, I have a cookie. Cookie size tumor. Just for reference, this is like about the size of a key lime, and so about like that. And I'm gonna eat that later. So let's eat that. I was pretty much in shock. I was like, well, how the heck are they gonna get that out? I'm like, well, there's a couple of ways, and surgery, is an option, and I was just at that point very overwhelmed. And I had no idea what to expect. I was at this point where I was doing all the Googling, trying to make sense of what was happening. And there wasn't a lot of answers out there. One of the greatest resources that I found was the Acoustic Neuroma Association. They were wonderful help, lots of great, valid information. Oh, that was so helpful. And also there's a couple of Facebook groups in the communities that I joined as well. Those can be a little tricky because people were in various stages of diagnosis and treatment, and then post-treatment. We'll get to that in another podcast and video that I'm doing. Okay, so onward to the diagnosing and options. He says, all right, I got this great ENT surgeon you could go talk to talk and explore options. And so that was my next step. I went to the ENT. He says, yes, that needs to come out. It's pretty big. The great news is they're very slow growing, and you're not in immediate danger. That did not allay my fears, to be completely honest with you. I was still really worried and just completely freaking out about it. And so I was at the stage where I had no idea what to expect. I had never had major surgery before. Like the most severe thing that ever happened to me was wisdom teeth removal, and that was like, 20 something years ago. So I decided to do some research and talk to a lot of professionals. I ended up going and talking to a radiologist who said I was not a candidate because of the location, and I will talk more about that too in another episode. I'm going to end now by just saying, like, you're not alone. If you're early in your diagnosis, there's support in the community to help you understand all the facets, and I hope this video was somewhat helpful to you to know that I am almost a year post-op, and my tumor was pretty large, and I'm feeling great. I will go into my whole surgery experience at a later time. Stay tuned for that one. Bye.